Howdy there guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV, your one-stop location for darting content, the channel that brings you a little bit of everything. We bring you the latest news, the latest stories, different bits, different insights, along with some practice games tips, everything you need right here on Edgar TV, including different points of view. Now, what you might be used to with a walk-on is seeing it from the camera side, which follows the player down, or different angles like this, or crowd cam. But what we've never seen before is what the player sees. Now, if you take a look on top of my head there this past week, I strapped a little camera concoction to my head so that I could give you a POV, a point of view of the player. Now, I did this on exhibition. The exhibitions that we was on was in Barnsley and Skengess. They was joint promotions here by Modus, which are available at dartshop.tv, or MDA events, which you can get them on mdaevents.co.uk. Darts exhibitions that give you the best players in the world on a regular basis, and people like me also take part in things like this. But what you get the full experience. It's the walk-ons, the up-close personals, the autographs, the photographs, the merchandise, the memorabilia. They are a fantastic night out. If you haven't seen them yet, I have many video diaries. Go check those out if you want to see those. I'll put one on the end screen as well to give you the vibe of what the night is like. Now, I did learn my lesson in this one, so night number one in Barnsley, I've strapped the camera to my head and ended up getting a bit too close to a group of people from Barnsley who was mixed with alcohol, who got very excitable, ended up knocking the camera. So you see I'm actually pointing quite up to the roof. So when I reviewed the footage, I was like, no, because this was really good footage, sort of walking down the aisle and getting all that, the hands and the interactions and everything coming down. But not to worry, it was a two-night show, so I did the same again when we got to Skegness. Now in Skegness it's slightly different in the fact that it's more in a theatre rather than an arena or a sports hall that we used to, so the walk-on area actually starts at the top of the stairs. Now I was very careful of the camera. I've put the screw in extra tight, I've got it all fixed into position. No one was ruining this footage. Now, this, for me, is one of my favourite parts of the night. Going down, greeting everyone, saying hello to everyone. Everyone's so welcoming, enjoying the walk-on song. Now, remember, you've got that opportunity to pick your own walk-on song at these sort of things. You do also, in the big TV events, have the opportunity to pick it, but changing it might be a bit of a nightmare over time. I know I certainly wanted to use some one-offs, but they like you to get familiar with certain songs, like when I wanted to use Hulk Hogan's walk-on when I had the Edgar shirt at the World Championship. I wasn't allowed to do so. And I have got Buck Rogers' Feeder playing around the arena. Absolute banger. Let me know what you would pick as a walk-on song down in the comment section below as we come on and greet the crowd and give them all a wave. We say good evening. That's my hands there. Giving them a little bit of a clap. And I will put this footage out as well, not just as this where I'm describing different walk-on scenarios, but also I'm going to be putting this footage out as raw footage. So you will be able to hear the interactions and the music playing in the background. That's going to be coming up very soon. So if you do want to watch that, do make sure you hit the subscribe button. Now, as this video is about walk-ons, let's have a little bit more chat about walk-ons, the do's and don'ts. Now, the first thing is you can't have anything sort of loose or loose-fitting for your walk-on, so you can't have like a jacket or a robe or various different loose articles. Think of the players in the past that maybe have carried things down to the oche. Anything that can sort of stick to you and be grabbed. Now, this is more of a security reason. You speak to certain security guards at the PDC, they hate that bit. The walk-on, getting the player from the back of the ramp to the stairs, because that's the bit where there's so much activity and so much going on, and is essentially probably the most dangerous part of the entire evening for the player interaction with the crowd. Once you get them to the stage, they're on stage, you've got all the security around the outsides. Now, if you were to be wearing like a loose-fitted jacket, I know I wanted to take on a shoulder flag at the World Championship at one point, and the argument was if someone grabbed it and held onto it, especially if it fits sort of like the shoulder flag would fit around with a neck collar, someone grabbed that, it could potentially yank. So those sort of interactions need to be kept to a minimum. Now, you will remember certain things like William O'Connor getting on stage with the Irish flag or a scarf. Now, when you see that, remember that what they tend to do is pick it up from the point they get to the bottom of the stairs, then walk up the stairs with it. It's not something they can have for that sort of walkway bit. There are quite a few do's and don'ts of walk-ons. Again, I have done a video on walk-ons before. I will put it down in the description below. That's more about how you pick your song. But for this one, this is that point of view. I hope you've enjoyed seeing it from that different angle. And stay tuned, because I will be uploading this with raw sound, arena footage, with that iconic Buck Rogers feeder playing in the background. Catch you soon with some more Edgar TV. Edgar TV.